In the 1990s, Australia built some seriously quick cars, but not all of them looked the part. These are 10 Australian sleeper cars of the 1990s that caught a lot of people off guard. Starting with a car that absolutely nobody expected to be quick, the Magna was designed as a sensible family sedan for reliable transport without drawing attention. Conservative styling, practical proportions, nothing that would turn heads. But the Verada variant, with the 3.5-litre V6 engine, delivered around 147 kilowatts. 0 to 100 took around 8.5 seconds, quick enough to surprise drivers who assumed it was just another slow Magna. The V6 gave smooth, willing power delivery, while the Verada's refined interior and comfortable ride made it feel more expensive than it was. Most people just saw another Magna and moved on. Build quality was solid, but its quiet looks made it easy to overlook, and that's exactly why it deserves its spot here. The Verada 3.5 thrived in plain sight. We moved to something that had a bit more visual presence, but still flew under most people's radar. This one wore subtle XR styling that made it look sporty without being aggressive. Clean lines, modest body kit, nothing too in your face. But Ford had serious muscle under the bonnet. The 5.0-litre Windsor V8 produced around 185 kilowatts and 410 newton-meters of torque. 0 to 100 came in around 7.5 seconds, genuinely quick for the late 90s. The engine's smooth power delivery made it comfortable over long distances, while the upgraded XR suspension gave it handling that surprised drivers expecting typical Falcon softness. It blended everyday practicality with genuine performance perfectly. Comfortable ride kept it civilized, but a confident throttle push revealed hidden muscle. Moving from subtle Ford to something with a bit more presence, we land on a car that wore HSV badges but still looked surprisingly restrained. This car had distinctive HSV styling with body kit and spoilers, but in the mid-90s, most people didn't know what HSV really meant. It just looked like a modified Commodore. The 5.0-litre Holden V8 in GTS spec produced around 185 kilowatts and 420 newton-meters of torque. Thanks to the upgraded engine and improved suspension, it could hit 100 kilometers per hour in around 7 seconds. That was properly quick for 1994. Visually, it had presence, but outside enthusiast circles, most people just saw an expensive-looking Commodore. They had no idea what it could actually do. After the performance-focused GTS, let's talk about something completely different. Most people hear Fairlane and think executive transport, big, luxurious, soft, the car your boss drove, conservative styling, chrome trim, the general air of being a luxury cruiser. But spec it with the 5.0-litre Windsor V8, and you had something that could genuinely move despite the luxury trappings. The Windsor V8 produced around 165 kilowatts and 386 newton-meters of torque. That torque figure meant strong, effortless acceleration despite the Fairlane's considerable weight. 0 to 100 came in around 8.5 seconds, respectable for a big luxury sedan, delivered with Ford's trademark V8 smoothness. The Fairlane's understated looks worked perfectly as camouflage. It looked like every other executive sedan, which meant nobody expected it to keep up when you dropped a gear. It wasn't agile, and fuel economy was terrible, but it's about that smooth V8 torque and the satisfaction of surprising people in something utterly dignified. If you like the video so far, subscribe if you want. It means a lot to me. Moving from luxury to everyday transport, we hit the plain Holden Commodore. Just a regular VS sedan with the 5.0-liter V8 ticked on the options list, and no identifying badges. It produced around 165 kilowatts and 398 Newton meters. Genuine muscle, but in a plain VS with hubcaps and no special trim, nobody had a clue. 0 to 100 came in around 8 seconds. Properly quick for the mid-90s. But more than acceleration, it was the effortless V8 torque that made these special. Handling was typical mid-90s Commodore, soft and comfortable. Fuel economy was predictable, but for those in the know, this one was a true sleeper. Sliding away from the understated V8s, we land on something with 6 cylinders but surprising capability. This one looked sporty enough with its XR styling, but most people dismissed 6-cylinder Falcons as fleet cars. Nothing special, just basic transport. But the XR6 packed Ford's 4.0-liter SOHC inline-6, producing around 164 kilowatts and 357 Newton meters. That was genuine performance from 6 cylinders. 0 to 100 took around 8.5 seconds. Enough to surprise drivers, expecting nothing more than typical Falcon pace. Visually, it played it relatively cool. XR badges and subtle styling, but nothing that screamed performance. Most people just saw another Falcon and moved on. It lacked the drama of V8s, but that's exactly what makes it charming. A stealthy performer that left people guessing. After the 6-cylinder Ford, we moved to something that looked more aggressive but was still surprisingly underestimated. The VPSS had distinctive styling with body kit and spoilers, but in the early 90s, the SS badge didn't carry the weight it does today. Many people thought it was just appearance package. But underneath sat genuine performance hardware. The 5.0-liter Holden V8 produced around 165 kilowatts and 398 Newton meters. 0 to 100 came in around 7.8 seconds. That was properly quick for 1992, from something many dismissed as just a dressed-up Commodore. The VPSS represents early 90s performance in a package that wasn't fully appreciated at the time. Moving away from the Holden V8s, we now look at something with 6 cylinders but serious refinement. The EB2 XR6 looked restrained with clean lines and subtle XR styling. Most people saw just another Falcon with some trim pieces. But under the bonnet sat Ford's 4.0-liter SOHC inline-6, producing around 161 kilowatts and 347 Newton meters. That was strong performance from a naturally aspirated 6 in 1992. It could hit 100 kilometers per hour in around 8.8 seconds, quick enough to catch people off guard. The EB2's beauty was its subtlety. Where later XRs got more aggressive styling, the EB2 just quietly got on with being quick. Most people had no idea what they were looking at. After all the V8s and understated 6s, we come to the ultimate Australian sleeper of the 1990s. The stroked V8 produced around 215 kilowatts and 475 Newton meters. That was serious muscle for 1995, wrapped in a body that looked like a regular club sport. It could sprint from 0 to 100 in around 6.5 seconds. That was genuinely fast for the mid-90s. From something that most people thought was just another HSV. The manual gearbox versions were the real weapons. That massive torque combined with the manual transmission made it devastatingly quick in a straight line. What made it legendary was its relative anonymity. It looked like other VS club sports. No special badges to distinguish it, just that 215i badge that meant nothing to most people. Which of these sleepers caught you off guard? Let me know in the comments.